Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the third OVA for Mahoutsukai no Yome Hoshi Matsu Hito. So, the last episode was pretty much about, Chisa's childhood experience with the library, the place where she got that lonely little star book. Chisa obviously had a very rough home life, to say the least, and that library kind of became an escape for her, as well as the books in it. Especially because, the librarian was like the only person to treat her with any sort of degree of kindness, which is going to mean a lot to a child with that kind of backstory, life experience, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, I do think he could have done a better job explaining the importance of keeping the door shut. He just kind of casually explained that when he was going over what I assume were less important rules, like only one book at a time. That was my only real complaint with him. Oh, aside from the fact that something seemed kind of off about him, especially in that one scene when he was alone with the book. That's when I was kind of starting to become iffy about him. And we never really learned completely what that whole deal was about, but it clearly has something to do with Matsume, I think her name is. Mayumi, not Matsume. Mayumi, who is apparently related to that book in some way. But yeah, it was apparently important enough for him to just straight up kick her out of the library. Of course, she did find her way back, because, like I said, this library was very important to her. She wasn't going to give up without a fight. But she left the door open, so the evil creatures were able to get in, pretty much ruin the library, and kill the magician in the library. For a second it looked like he was okay, but no, he was not. Miraculously, she did survive that, despite being unconscious, which I still don't fully understand how, unless he did something to protect her. Which is possible. He was alive until she woke up. So, something was obviously driving him there. But yeah, according to the preview, this episode should be Chisa going to see Mayumi, something about an unfulfilled promise. So, I'm pretty sure we will learn more about Mayumi and that whole deal in this episode. Before I get into it, it is worth mentioning that they also had this really beautiful scene with like the night sky and stars and everything. That was a nice scene. I almost used that as my thumbnail, but I decided against it. It was a little bit too obvious of a choice. But yeah, so let's get into the next episode. The next and final episode. I should have mentioned it was the final one, but anyway. As usual, there'll be no audio or footage of the anime used in the reaction for copyright reasons. There's a timer in the upper left-hand corner, and subs below me to help you follow along. And so, let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And I guess I should mention the library in general was gorgeous. The art style really looked great with that in particular. I had a couple people say the second OVA was their favorite, so... yeah, clearly. I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but... I do have a dark sense of humor. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me. So is she going to be seeing Mayumi in these memories as opposed to in real life? Or is it just going to be a quick thing to show her something? Yeah, he probably has a thing for her. She probably has a thing for him. That was the line that triggered him when Chisa said it. Uh, Did she write in a book? How rude. And it seems he's always had a thing about dropping books. I'm guessing things didn't work out very well. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. As if Chisa hasn't seen him suffer enough. Huh. Those are interesting looking flower petals. They almost look like wings a little bit. Feathers. Why'd you lock yourself in? Now that I think about it, we did never see him actually leave the library, did we? I mean, I never thought that was because he literally couldn't. So he really was stuck there. I guess I would explain why he became a little bit crazy. So yeah, he must have been pretty happy when he finally got a visitor. That is like an almost comically large bite mark. Wow. I love the animation on that. They kind of look like a beard at first. Starting to feel like Chisa ruins everything she touches. Not intentionally, obviously. Yeah, this was the part in the preview. That was faster than I thought. Yeah, this is gonna be fun for Chisa to explain. What? Oh, okay, that's what she meant. Yeah, of course things wouldn't be that easy. I mean, she did look a lot like Mayumi from the flashback. I mean, from what little I've seen of her. Jesus. Even though it's in the background, that was still creepy. I don't know if it beats the half split in half woman, but it's up there. But yeah, if Mayumi's that old, then obviously the other guy's pretty old. I don't know why I don't remember his name. Miura, I think it was. Yeah, even though she's a lot older, you can still kind of tell that's Mayumi. Do I know you? You know, Chisa's disposition, she always kind of seems like she's always feels like she's about to be, you know, scolded or attacked or something. I don't want to harp on it, but yeah, the animation in this show is really good. You can see some of the artwork of her grandchildren or great-grandchildren back there. Better than I can do. Our book. No, I've only known him for a little bit. And that may have been the reason why he died. Really not a fun story to have to tell. he kind of got stuck in the building. But man, if she's old enough to have great-grandchildren... She is quite cute, so I'd also like to have a good look if I was in that position. She's definitely a kind old lady. To Chisa's relief. Not really a thing that she's used to. And now her great-grandchildren show up. Things could have been kind of awkward if they showed up at the same time. Very cute, sad looking, holding a book. That was your fault, you Now that I think about it, the only kid that's been nice to her, I think, was that one girl who was offering her a cup of something. You know, before a creature popped up and ruined that. Because, of course. And that book's all she really has left of the library. Which definitely explains why it's special to her. You know, those stars actually aren't tiny, they're really big, you're just really far from them. Some solid life advice. No matter how much your life sucks, there's always the potential for it to get better. In her case, she finds a nice sorcerer to be married to. I thought it was a lot shorter than you would think. It would be hard to believe right now, but so I guess she's leaving there. Those little creatures. I kinda want one. Maybe two. She's just not even that much taller than she was back then. Elias, I'd forgotten his name. Mayoinga. Why does that word sound familiar? Like that one book? Yeah, like you did. I mean, he was clearly there for a while. Well, if she didn't, we wouldn't have had much of a story for these OVAs. But yeah, you can tell that Cheese has changed quite a bit since those days. Yeah, that was kind of the whole point, wasn't it? But why do today what you can put out till tomorrow? I'm in the story too, don't ignore me. I'm curious what the deal with that green ring around her neck is. The green ring necklace thing. It really stands out. I'm hoping there's something after the credits. Okay. Maybe. I mean, her life definitely improved from what it was. So, that was the third OVA, third and final OVA for Mahoutsukai no Yome, Hoshi Matsu Hito. And yeah, it was quite the series of OVAs. There's obviously only 3 of them, but it was very good for what it was. I mean, solid animation, arts, music. They did a good job of drawing you in, and before you know it, the episode was over. I can see why some people said the second one was their favorite. That was definitely the most impactful. But yeah, we did get to learn in this one more about Mayumi and the whole deal with Miura and her. How they kind of came from different worlds, and how he pretty much got stuck in the library. Which, you know, definitely explain why he never left it. The library seems to have very strange rules about being able to leave, like the whole one-item thing. But yeah, I mean, it definitely got me interested in seeing the full series coming this fall. I mean, I was already interested, but this gave me a taste of what I can expect. Like people said, it was more of a side story deal rather than a prequel. Like, going into it, I was expecting to see the whole story about how she ended up getting sold to the magician. But we didn't really get to see any of that. We just saw, you know, like I said, a side story about the whole library deal. And, which was definitely an interesting story. The library was a very interesting concept. Especially the whole space view room thing. Which is probably my favorite room in the place. But, yeah. I don't really have a whole lot to say on this. Except I am curious what the main series is going to be about. I mean, it's pretty much going to be a slice of life anime, so I guess I'll just be the Chisa getting used to that whole new life. But I am curious what it'll be about on an episode-by-episode basis. I am interested in learning more about the other characters too, like Silky, I think her name was, the maid girl, who's pretty cute as well. Even Ruth, the dog shapeshifter thing. He seems pretty cool as well. And I'm sure the magician has a pretty cool backstory that they could also go into. But, yeah. That's all I really have to say on this one, so let me know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of my reaction in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.